The solar imperative, powering the world with sunlight. Every single hour, enough sunlight strikes our planet to power the entire global economy for a full year. In fact, the Earth intercepts about 173,000 terawatts of solar energy at any given moment, a staggering 10,000 times more than humanity currently consumes. So, why aren't we running everything on sunshine yet? To understand if a 100% solar future is possible, we have to look inside the technology that captures it, the photovoltaic cell. The anatomy of a solar cell. Most modern solar panels are built from silicon, a semiconductor that happens to be the second most abundant element in the Earth's crust. In its pure form, crystalline silicon isn't great at conducting electricity because its electrons are locked tightly in place by four strong atomic bonds. To make electricity flow, scientists create a deliberate imbalance by sandwiching two different types of silicon together. N-type silicon, infused with elements like phosphorus, giving it an excess of loose electrons. P-type silicon, infused with elements like boron, creating holes, which are essentially empty spaces waiting for electrons. Where these two layers meet, a magical boundary forms, the P/N junction. Electrons rush across to fill the holes, creating a permanent internal electric field, a microscopic highway that forces electrical traffic to flow in only one direction. From photon to power. When sunlight, which we can visualize as a stream of tiny energy packets called photons, pelts the solar cell, it acts like a cue ball breaking a rack of billiards. If a photon hits a silicon atom with enough force, it knocks an electron free, leaving a positive hole behind. Thanks to the internal electric field at the P/N junction, these newly freed particles can't just recombine. The electron is swept toward the N side, and the hole is pushed to the P side. Metal grid lines on top of the cell collect the traveling electrons and funnel them into an external circuit. They flow out, do mechanical work like lighting your room or charging your laptop, and then return through an aluminum backing layer on the flip side. Because electrons are the only moving parts, nothing physically wears out. The electrons always return to where they started, allowing solar panels to quietly generate power for 30 years or more. The scaling problem and real-world hurdles. A single solar cell only generates about 0.5 volts of electricity. To scale this up, cells are chained together into modules, and modules into massive arrays. While a handful of cells can charge a smartphone, powering a city requires a massive footprint. And that brings us to the logistical roadblocks. The intermittency bottleneck: the sun doesn't shine at night, and clouds heavily choke power production. A fully solar world demands massive, ultra-efficient battery grids to store daytime energy for midnight use. The grid dilemma: the sunniest places on Earth, like deserts, aren't where most people live. We need advanced, long-distance high-voltage transmission lines to move power from sunny plains to gloomy cities. The efficiency ceiling: most commercial solar panels only convert about 15% to 22% of sunlight into electricity, the rest is lost as heat or reflected away. While laboratory cells have breached 46% efficiency, translating that to mass production is expensive. Can we actually do it? The short answer is yes. To power the entire planet on today's solar tech, we would need to cover an area of roughly several 100,000 square miles with panels. While that sounds intimidating, it is a mere fraction of the Sahara Desert. Furthermore, we don't even need to use pristine land, covering existing rooftops, parking lots, and building floating photovoltaic arrays on reservoirs could provide a massive chunk of that footprint. For cloud-covered regions or northern countries like Finland, total solar reliance is still a distant milestone. But for the more than 1 billion people worldwide who live without a stable grid, many of whom reside in heavily sun-drenched, developing nations, solar isn't just a future dream. It is already the cheapest, safest, and most accessible source of power available today.